Guys, it is almost time for UFC 321. Tom Aspinall, now the UFC Undisputed King, puts the title on the line against elusive striker Ciryl Gane in the main event. It's raw strength versus refined technique, and my friends at DraftKings are going to get you in on all the action. New customers turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins, paid instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the code SONNEN, stay in on the action. Use your bonus bets on DraftKings same-game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Love the thrill of live betting? Bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers, use my promo code SONNEN. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly if your bet wins. That's promo code SONNEN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Shamrock is a teammate of Paddy's. He's based in England. Sees Paddy every day. Does an interview. Now, I love what he said here because I think about this all the time. So let me give you the quote from Shamrock. Talk about Paddy the Baddy. All right, here we go. Paddy's training twice a week, sparring. Twice a week, lifting. Every week, he's getting massages. Talk about doing recovery. He's not doing that for fun. He's training for a reason. All right. I love this. I love this as simple as this. This is tremendous insight from Shamrock. Thank you. But there is something going on. I have to know everything. I have to know everybody's business at all times. I have to know what everybody's doing. I have to know what everybody's agreeing. I have to know what everybody's getting paid. I have to know everything. I can't go on without knowing. So something's up at 155. Clearly. You have Ilia Topuria. You have a rumor that has not been denied, which in our industry historically lends to some truth, that Ilia Topuria is going to be fighting in January of next year for the debut of UFC's new deal with Paramount. Okay, a rumor that has not been denied. Added to that rumor, released on Demetrius Johnson's YouTube page, is that it will be opposite Justin Gaethje. Okay. Everything makes sense. And Gaethje was pretty vocal that he had better have Ilia Topuria next. And Gaethje was fighting for that. Gaethje was standing. I tried to talk Gaethje off that ledge. I even went to Cormier, who has an open line to Gaethje, says, hey, get him off this ledge. Get him off this ledge. He for sure could fight for a title. He for sure could be the right guy. Justin Gaethje is the right answer to every question that you have at 155 pounds for the last 7 years. But it doesn't have to be a title. He's got to be a little bit more open. And my only belief for that is because 2 of Justin's last 4 matches were for titles. They were for BMF titles. All right. Justin goes quiet. Now, is that because he got the message from Uncle Chael and he agreed? No, absolutely not. That's simply not what happened, but generally, when a fighter to Justin's caliber goes quiet, it's because he got resolution to what he was speaking up about. Now, it doesn't have to mean he got his way. It means he got resolution. But in this case, and the way that Justin was speaking up, which he's only done one other time in his career. Justin Gaethje has never stuck up for himself and defended and demanded except one time. And it's when he was getting ready to fight Michael Chandler at Madison Square Garden, and the media was pushing Islam Makhachev in front of Gaethje with how to fight. Islam did not have to do a fight. They were pushing what he's already done. And Gaethje, are you kidding me? First off, I've done more than he's done. And secondly, I have an opportunity to do even more than that. at Madison Square Garden opposite the former Bellator champion. How are you possibly going to come to the media and take an opportunity from me before I even get to go out there and, right? And Gaethje won. Gaethje won the argument, which, by the way, was a really good argument. But one of the reasons that Gaethje won is because he's not a bitch. He's not he doesn't complain. He's not a bitcher. He rolls with the punches. So the one time that he stuck up for himself, he goes, well, hey, wait a minute. Hey, whoa. Hey, this must be important. Let's listen to him a little bit. He did that again here. Now, while I spend 4 minutes and 17 seconds to tell you about Justin Gaethje, I'm actually here to talk to you about Paddy the Baddy, because Paddy the Baddy went quiet at the same time. Paddy the Baddy got in the ring and did a face-off with Ilia Topuria. I was in the building. Now, you guys saw it from home, but I will just share with you the energy and the wow moment when those two knuckleheads, they came face to face, when Mr. Hand Sanitizer, right? And that's such an interesting story because Paddy was so overwhelmingly the bigger star. I remember reading about it and thinking, hey, this Ilia Topuria, I just couldn't say his name. This guy better know his role and not be trying to step on the toes of a main draw. That was true. That was true at the time. And who's more popular between Ilia and Paddy? It's an interesting conversation. I know that you guys believe that it's Ilia, but you believe it's Ilia because of the championship. If you were in the room when Ilia walks in, it's loud. But if you're in the room when Paddy the Baddy walks in, you are going to have a very hard time telling me who the bigger star is. Now, I only bring this to you. Ilia has not spoken up. But he did say, I want to fight next year, and January is next year, and he's a really big star, and the debut on Paramount is going to be cause for a really big star. Debut on Fox. It's for the heavyweight championship of the world. Cain Velasquez versus Junior Dos Santos. The debut on ESPN was for a champ opportunity between world champion TJ Dillashaw and world champion Henry Cejudo. So the idea that the debut on Paramount is going to be one of the top draws is extremely realistic. Now, let's go back to Shamrock. Shamrock is saying Paddy is not training for no reason. If Paddy doesn't have his little grippers on a world title fight, what would he have? What would there possibly be? And I believe in a perfect world. Now, I love the backup fighter. I love the BMF belt. I love the interim belt. I'm not fully embraced with those concepts, but I like them. I think the backup fighter is the absolute next best thing. Not to mention, historically speaking, every time but one, the backup fighter then becomes the next fighter. So I think it's realistic. I think Shamrock is giving us information. It's just a matter of what is he giving us. And I think that Demetrius Johnson broke a story. I think that Demetrius Johnson was right. I think that Ilia Topuria is penciled in to be the main event on Paramount in January. I believe that. The biggest problem you could have for a fight of that magnitude is that it doesn't go off. And the best way to hedge your bet that the fight does go off is to make sure you have a backup plan. So the big question for me, who's the backup guy? And it doesn't matter. By the way, to me as a fan, it'll matter to them, but who's the backup guy? Who got the nod? Paddy or Justin? Now, if I was to take you back 6 weeks ago, the conversation was between Paddy and Sarukian. So if you were to keep that constant, right? If you're a mathematics guy and you're to work out the divisibles, the common denominator would be Paddy. which would make Gaethje the backup. But I'm not confident in telling you that's the way it's going to work.